Howdy y'all, this is Dr. Jeff Jarvis, and I want to do a quick video going over some tips and tricks about how to use the King Vision video laryngoscope in a soiled airway, someone who has a bunch of muck in the airway. So we have another video out, actually several other videos out, that talk about tips and tricks for just using the King Vision. I want to focus on one of the limitations of any video laryngoscope, which is when you put the camera into a bunch of muck, whether it's pizza and beer or beans or blood or vomit, it's very difficult to see because the camera lens gets obscured by muck. So we want to try to avoid that, and I want to give some tips about how to do continuous suctioning throughout the intubation attempt. And I want to thank Dr. Jim DeCanto with his salad trainers. He did came down and did a workshop for Starflight, and they were very nice to invite me down. So I got to talk to him about how he does the simulation. So you can do, if you want more information about this nastiness, do a Google search for Salad Airways and Dr. Jim DeCanto. So Jim, thank you very much for that. So we're going to skip some of the formalities, the things that are really important preceding an intubation attempt, the pre-oxygenation, the denitrogenation. We're going to skip through that and just concentrate on how to intubate with a bunch of muck in the airway. So I have my ET tube preloaded with my bougie preloaded. I have the airway already full of stuff. So the first tip we're going to go through is don't automatically put the blade as far into the mouth as you can. Go with just the tip of the blade. And as you do that, the reason we're trying to do this is if you go ahead and put the blade into the muck, you've already lost. You've lost your view. You want to put the tip of the blade just into the mouth so that you can now see the muck there. So we see an awful lot of muck. So what we probably ought to do here is start suctioning. So when you take your suction catheter, there's a carburetor on here. It needs to always be closed, so you may as well just tape it. So let's go ahead and turn our suction on. And as you see this, go ahead and start suctioning. And you want to make sure that, hopefully you're still able to hear this, make sure that you're keeping the muck down below, distal to the tip of the blade, and just walk the blade in around the tongue. And just keep going. And then just insert the suction catheter all the way down into the esophagus, so essentially you have an OG tube. And then advance your tube. So that's the key, and what you'll notice here, the suction tip is distal to the camera so that we have kept the camera out of the muck at all times.